I got another Gundam because I'm a completionist. Hello guys, HMTV here. We have another Gundam review. This is the Gunpla entry grade RX-78-2 Gundam full weapon set. And yeah, this is basically the same size as the Gundam which I built before. In fact, the same amount of articulation, which is why I'm not going to go too deep into the articulation. Is why this video is going to be a lot more shorter. Instead, it's just going to be more focused on the weapons that come with it. So let's just get this thing opened. So stats and all that on the back and sides. Let's get this open. And here he is, the Optimus Prime of Gundam himself. Let's get the weapons out and all that. Yeah. So yeah, let's begin. So for starters, the paint and the sculpting on this figure is pretty cool. I love how basic it looks. At the same time, it looks animation accurate. It looks like it was taken straight from the anime. They pretty much just yoinked it out of the anime and just made it into a toy, a model kit. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into the articulation, only the sculpting and the painting, because the articulation is the same as the Gundam. There were no differences. The only difference that I could notice is that the head, for some reason, is very loose, which has my concerns. But either way, yeah. So when I got this, I wasn't expecting them, especially the other one, to be so small. But I've sort of gotten used to their tiny proportions. You know, it makes them look cute. Like chibi style, but not chibi. So, yeah, like I said, paint is phenomenal. Love the red, white, and blue. I'm definitely going to buy another one of these so I can custom paint one. Here are the instructions, which I didn't touch on the other one, but I'm not really going to show them because, you know, these aren't really that important unless if you're building. So, yeah. Now let's get on to why I'm making this video, the weapons. The first thing we get is his iconic shield. The painting on this is really awesome. Really cool looking build. There's even some interior detail which they didn't have to do. Something which I did notice though when I got this out was the shade of white as well. I forgot to mention. Is more of a minty green. Anyways, so to get that on, you first need to take this piece off, which is used to hold it. Put this tab in, and then you put the slot back in, if I can, flipping that. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so I got it on, just like that. Pretty cool. Not a lot of articulation with it, unfortunately, so you can't get many dynamic poses. But, you know, still pretty cool. The next weapon in this is the iconic beam rifle. Very basic. It is just a version of the Gundams, but with a different scope or sight. So this one's more circular, and then the other was more rectangular. And like the Gundam, you just slip it into his hand, like so. So now we're moving on to his other weapons. The first of these weapons, and his most iconic, are his beam sabers, which are basically the lightsabers of Gundam. Now, you also have some beam saber hilts here. These came with Gundam. It came with some spare parts for this guy. So I just glued these on because I'm lazy. And basically they just slip in like so, and they look pretty cool. I like how the translucentness of it. That's even the wordness, translucentness. The next weapon, by far the one which puzzled me, is this thing. It's some sort of flail, not flail, mace slash pike. I have no idea what it is. It does look pretty cool though. It looks like something you would see in like a Transformers movie. Anyways, next we have this flail. Now, I was deeply disappointed in the flail. When I first saw the pictures on it, I thought the chain would be able to move around, but no, it's fixed in place, so you can't really get any dynamic poses. Also has this grappling hook, which just pops off way too easily. And you sort of need it to pop off anyways to put it on. So you just slip the hook bit into his hand, take the rest of the flail, and yeah. That's pretty much it. The ball does spin though. And finally, we have the main reason why I got this Gundam, the rocket launcher. So this rocket launcher is pretty cool. Love the details, the exhaust pipes and all that. To get in his hand's pretty clever. You first have to sort of shape the hand. Then you take this piece off. You slip it on. Then you sort of had to adjust it like that. Just like that, he now has the rocket launcher. The rocket launcher and the beam saber and the shield are definitely my favourite weapon in this weapon pack. Here he is again next to La Gundam. Pretty cool. So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Don't comment because I don't put the comments on because I'm an idiot.